get asked a lot about my cookbook shelves and how do I know where things are. So to give you a little tour of the collection, will also give you a little insight into the chaotic organisation of my brain. So I once counted and there's about 700 cookbooks here. When I moved into this house just over 10 years ago, that wall didn't exist. So it's grown and it's expanded into other areas of the house as well. This bottom shelf, those bottom 2/3 there, that's baking. This is all bread. Baking also extends all the way under here, and cocktails and pickles have entered the chat here. Let's move over to here because this has another chaotic organisational area of barbecue and Asia going into Scandinavia. Don't ask me how this happened, but I know where they all are. This, I'm very excited to have. This arrived recently. This was a figment of my childhood. I lost the original version, which is now worth a fortune. Had to redo that. So that will live in the tome section up there, but it's currently here. Now, interesting, we move into vegetarian. Then this whole section here is dedicated to chefs I like. People who've inspired me over time. They are not the greats, we'll get to them over there. Up here we have English restaurants, up here we have American restaurants, up here we have some of the gods and goddesses who inspired me early on. This is the Nigel Slater collection, the Nigella selection. This also goes into tome category of salt, fat, acid, heat, and then up here they continue with the Bibles. Bibles are on the top shelf. I spend a lot of time standing on here getting to them. Back into this middle section, we have Middle Eastern, which lends itself closely to the Jewish section, which bleeds a bit into here, which is American classics, Barefoot Contessa, Jane Brodie, Splendid Kitchen. Over to Middle Eastern blends into Mediterranean. Logical, one would think. Then we go into the California and fish section, which is some reason together alongside a little Ukrainian. So I'm not sure where that comes into it, but again, in my visual brain, I know where they are. That top shelf there might be my favourite. My grandmother's cookbook, A Way to the Man's Heart, is up there, along with the classics of my childhood, the Moosewood, the Enchanted Broccoli Forest, the Silver Palette, If You Know, You Know, and then the original James Beard. Those collections from my mother and my grandmother's, they live in my heart there. There's also a few extras here, kitchen adjacent, and then Ronson's actually doing up there next to David Chang. Never mind, it's not a perfect solution here, but these are the about food books. Harold McGee, Heat, MFK Fisher, you know, the reference section. But if there was one book that's inspired me the most, it's probably, surprisingly, can I reach it? Jelena, Travis Lett, you introduced me to confit garlic and roasting my vegetables at 250 degrees, and I'm never looking back.